Welcome to the Ask Jordan podcast, answering your questions about selling on Amazon. Now, the award-winning Amazon merchant and best-selling author from Long Island, New York. Here's your host, Jordan Malik.
Hello there, Amazon sellers. This is Jordan Malik. I'm your host of the Ask Jordan podcast. This is our 51st episode. Thank you so much for making me part of your day. You had a lot of choices of who to listen to, what podcasts to download, Spreecast, videos, etc. I'm honored that you spent some time with me. This show is all about you. I do not do this show to hear my voice. I do not do this show to stand up on a soapbox and preach. I do this for you, the listener. So thank you so much for listening. This is the podcast, if you're listening for the first time, welcome, where we only answer your questions about selling on Amazon. So every episode, we answer a different question from you, the listener, about selling on Amazon. And if you miss an episode, no problem. Go to askjordan.net. You got 50 other episodes to choose from on that page and on our archives page. And you can listen on YouTube. You can listen on iTunes, or you can just download the episode on your computer. You can press play right there and listen to the episode at askjordan.net. It is early October, first week in October when I'm recording this. And I want to let you know two quick updates for you. The first one is you will be getting some heavily promoted messages. Some of you are going to have an inbox that's flooded with offers for an Amazon seller training program that costs thousands of dollars, upwards of $4,000 just for the training materials alone and access to the program alone. That's before you start getting into buying products or doing some of the processes that they recommend in the program. Now, I can't mention the name of the program. I was handed a legal cease and desist by a mother-daughter legal team that the company apparently hired. So I cannot mention the name, not because of the money that it would cost me in a lawsuit, but I just don't have the time for a lawsuit. So they do, and I don't. I'm extremely busy. So I can't mention the name, but I've never criticized the company itself. I've never called the company a scam. I've actually said they're not a scam. The course and the system that they're offering is not a scam, okay? The problem I have is the business model that they teach, which is a business model that you can pursue on your own with or without the course. And that is that they primarily teach you, or they only teach you, based on the last promotional materials that they had out, how to buy products in bulk from China and private label them, meaning you put your own logo on it and then sell those on Amazon. So the issue I have, the issue I have is that the people who buy the course, they spend upwards of $4,000. The guarantee period for the course is only 30 days for this particular system, quote unquote system that I'm referring you to. So the problem with that is that when you import products from China for private labeling or whatever, that whole process takes actually months at a time, right? You have to research what products will sell well, then you have to find a supplier, then you have to pay for the products, and you have to get a sample to make sure the product is manufactured correctly, and you have to negotiate terms and have the item shipped in from China. That whole process right there, particularly if you're just starting out, takes months. Well, by the time the 30-day period passes for this particular training, Amazon seller training program, the one that costs upwards of $4,000, the 30-day guarantee period passes, and you're out of luck whether or not you know if the program works for you. That's the first concern. And the second concern, of course, is the business model itself, because if you listen to these folks, or you listen to the purported fans of this system, is that they think that the only way for you to grow an Amazon business, regardless of your pocketbook, regardless of your size, they express to you, that the only way to do this is private labeling products. And the concept of private label took off when this course, which happens to get relaunched every 6 months or 3 to 6 months or so, everybody thought private label, the term private label got so much exposure that everybody just thought, well, that's just the way to go. That's the only way you can sell on Amazon. And that's just not true. There's so many other ways for you to, and I hate the word scale. The fancy MBAs use that word. We're going to show you how to scale your business. Okay, grow your business. That's a better term because it's more down to earth. There's other ways, multiple ways you can grow your business without ever touching private label or ever touching the tactics that are mentioned in that system. Now, I go into this in further depth, and I have a free ebook for you that covers other courses that cost a fraction of $4,000. They're actually way under $500 a piece. Some of them are low as $127 from trusted partners I know that I've been dealing with for years. And this free ebook goes into depth of what those courses cover and how much they are, etc. And you can get that by going to jordanmalik.com/ASM. That's my first and last name together, jordanmalik.com/ASM. If you're unsure, just go back to the AskJordan.net podcast page and look for episode 51. You'll see the link to the free ebook there. So let's get to the second point. I wanted to let you know that Christmas is coming, and it's not too late. If you want to source products to resell on Amazon for Christmas, particularly toys, because toys is like obviously the biggest category for Christmas and it is very lucrative. I got a redirect here for you to one of my blog posts where you can get some free information on how to best capitalize on your success selling toys this Christmas. And that's at bit.ly/2014xt. bit.ly/2014x as in xylophone, T as in telephone, and that's all lowercase. And there's a lot of free help within that post. So if you want to hear your voice on an episode of this podcast and get 7 of my best-selling ebooks worth over $85 total, absolutely free, I'm going to tell you how to do that after we answer today's question. And today's question is from Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry.
Hi, Jordan. My name is Jerry Fink. My wife and I have just started in Amazon as FBA seller just a couple of months now. And we have found that when we're trying to research or list a product, sometimes they're listed more than one time. Sometimes they're in different categories. Sometimes there's more than one in the same category. Different prices. A lot of times they're different profit. It's the same exact product. Sometimes we just don't know which one to choose to list in and why. Are there more than one? It seems like it would be working against the best interest of Amazon to do that, but that's what we're trying to figure out. We really like your podcast too because we can find it by subject. If there's a question that we have, we can go looking for it and find it. Appreciate your help. Thank you.
Okay, Jerry, that's a great question. So here's what Jerry is referring to for those of you who are relatively new. Jerry is saying that he will find a product. Let's say he finds a Hewlett-Packard printer in Office Max, and he buys and he wants to resell that on Amazon. He may go to list that item on Amazon, and he may see that there's multiple listings of the same printer. Okay, so you've got, ideally, Amazon will only have one product page. So the consumer who's ready to buy the specific Hewlett-Packard printer model will type in the Hewlett-Packard name or search for the printer. When they find it, there's only one listing on Amazon. Well, sometimes there's more than one listing, right? There may be 2 listings of the same exact printer or 10 different listings, okay? Amazon assigned, when a product is added to the Amazon catalog by the manufacturer, the seller, whomever, Amazon assigns what's called an ASIN. I think it stands for Amazon Selling Index Number or something like that. Every product on Amazon, even if there's duplicate listings, is assigned its unique ASIN. So in Jerry's case, if there was 3 different listings for the same Hewlett-Packard printer, the 3 different product pages on Amazon, each product, which is assigned to each product page, has its own ASIN number. And Amazon doesn't like that, and buyers don't like that. It can be confusing to the buyer, okay? When you go to buy a specific Hewlett-Packard printer and you go to Amazon.com and you see 3 different listings and 3 different price points and 3 different ratings, etc., that can be confusing to the buyer. So what Amazon does is what they merge ASINs. They can't keep up with it all because I think it's such a tremendous amount. But when Amazon sees, or maybe their computer programs figure out there's more than one product page for the same product, they will merge all the ASINs into one, so that the two ASINs of the duplicate products will disappear, and there'll only be one ASIN and one product page for that specific product. Jerry has come into a situation which I always come into, other sellers come into, is when you go to place, you have products you want to list on Amazon, you see that there's multiple product listings, meaning there's more than one. Which one do you choose? And Jerry, in my case, I look for the product, I look for the ASIN that has the best sales rank, meaning the lowest in number. Okay, sales ranks start at 1 and they get quote unquote worse as they go up to like 1 million, right? So your best sales rank you can have is 1. So if the Hewlett Packard printer has a sales rank of 100,000 in one listing, and then in another listing the sales rank is like 400,000, I'm going to gravitate towards listing my unit under the one that's ranked 100,000 because it's a better sales rank. If the sales ranks are too close, let's say there's two listings for the same exact Hewlett Packard product, and the product is identical, and one listing has a sales rank of 100,000, the other listing has a sales rank of 125,000, I'll try to match it with the one. I will list mine to the Amazon listing product that has the better reviews. Okay, I'll look at the number of stars. If there's the Hewlett Packard that is ranked at 100,000 has 3.5 stars, and the Hewlett Packard printer that's 125,000 has 4.5 stars, I'm going to pick the one with the higher buyer ranking. Those are ratings from the buyer. Okay, so I've heard of sellers addressing to Amazon. They will submit a claim online that say, hey, you have duplicative products. You have two products, 3 products, 5 products, with all different ASINs, different product pages, but they're all the identical products, and Amazon may or may not address it right away. Some sellers will deliberately create the product in a different category so they can sell it. I'll give you an example. Many sellers, or not all, but many of them, including me, are not approved to sell in clothing. Clothing is a category that you have to get approved for. There's an approval process on Amazon. And you have to supply wholesale receipts to prove that you're buying in bulk, etc., and pictures, proving that you have pictures of the products and you're creating the products to the right, creating the product photos to the right specifications, etc. So people who sellers who are not approved in clothing may try to circumvent the system by posting the product in, say, miscellaneous or in automotive or toys, and they can still accomplish some sales that way, but it is against Amazon's seller policy. Still, many sellers do it. In the situation, Jerry, where this situation could actually be your friend is the situation that I'm in. And I'll give you an example. I'm a big fan of selling costume accessories around Halloween. I sell some on eBay, I sell some on Amazon. The problem for me is that many of the costume products, even those for children and the accessories that used to be in the toys section, which I'm approved to sell in, Amazon has merged those ASINs, right? Amazon has taken those duplicative ones and they've made them into the clothing category. So a lot of the costumes that I had sold before in the past are no longer in the toys category. They're now in the clothing category. Okay, so what a seller might do, another seller might do is they say, well, hey, this stinks. I'm going to create another product listing and put it in the toys category or the miscellaneous I think Amazon calls it single page miscellaneous category or something like that. So luckily for me, I had purchased, I don't know, 6, half dozen or 12 of a costume accessory. It's a hat. And it's a Disney product, and it's from one of the movies that was out this year, a semi-popular Disney movie that's based on an old fairy tale. And we'll just call it the Black Hat, for lack of a better term for now. So I bought 12 of them, and then I went online to list them on Amazon. I found out that they were listed in the clothing category. So I can't list them there because I'm not approved. I just don't do a lot of clothing. There's no sense in me getting approved and jumping through loopholes to get approved for clothing. But a second seller had already posted the identical item in a miscellaneous category. Now, the bad part for now is the fact that the one in the clothing category has an excellent sales rank, like 4,000. Right, the one in the secondary, the second item that a seller posted, the duplicate item that the seller posted in the single page miscellaneous or whatever the miscellaneous category, it's got a sales rank of 400,000 right now. But I'm still going to list them under that single page miscellaneous category. I'm still going to list mine because this item is so popular, and because Halloween is upon us in about 4 weeks here, that I know that mine are going to sell regardless. Okay, so that's a situation where I'm okay posting against an item that's listed in a miscellaneous category that has a quote unquote poor sales rank. Now, when you're out looking for products, and you see that an item is, like Jerry has seen that the item is in multiple, has multiple duplicates on Amazon, meaning he's finding one item, the Hewlett-Packard printer, and he's seeing 6 different listings. Don't be afraid to avoid that item altogether if you want to, if you're risk averse and say, I'm just going to avoid this and just focus on products that only have one listing on Amazon. You can do that, right? There's plenty of merchandise and plenty of categories that you're eligible in as a new seller to do that, to avoid that. And then if you don't want to avoid it, if you still like to list it, check out the other categories. Maybe the item that you want to list that has two different listings of the same exact product, maybe one of them is in clothing category, like mine is. And the second one is in a category that you're already approved for, like toys or automotive or miscellaneous, right? And like I said earlier, that the way to look at it is if there's more than one category and you're eligible to sell in both, pick the category that has the product with the better sales rank at the time. Meaning if you have a sales rank of 1,000 in toys, but the duplicate item is also in automotive and has a sales rank or is also in toys, let's pick the same category. The same item is a duplicate one and it's in toys for 400,000. Make sure you pick the one that's got the sales rank of 1,000. But if you have duplicate items and both product listings have similar sales ranks, one is 1,000 and one is 3,000, pick the item that's in the category that you're approved for that has a higher buyer rating score, the yellow stars that Amazon gives for a product. So Jerry, good luck, and I know you're going to do just fine with this, and I hope this helps you. Jerry gets all 7 of my ebooks about selling on Amazon and eBay. Their total value is up to $85 or more. So, Jerry, just go to askjordan.net, click on the small envelope icon near the upper right-hand corner of the page, send me an email so I know where to send your ebooks to. And if you, the listener, want to submit a question to the podcast and have a chance to win all my best-selling ebooks, just like Jerry, call 516-619-ONLINE. That's 516-619-6654, or go to askjordan.net and scroll down, look for the directions on submitting your question. Hey, thanks again for listening. This has been the Ask Jordan Podcast. We'll see you again in our next episode.